Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for coming to the Orwell Prize event here at the Edinburgh Book Fringe with Shehadeh and Marina Lewycka. We're absolutely delighted to be here today and very grateful to the Word Power Bookshop and of course to Raja and Marina. My name's Gavin Freegard, I'm the administrator of the prize, and I'll just tell you very quickly about the Orwell Prize before handing over. The Orwell Prize is named for George Orwell, and it's Britain's most prestigious award for political writing. Every year since 1994, 2 prizes have been awarded for the book and for the journalism, which comes closest to George Orwell's ambition to make political writing into an art. And last year we awarded a blog prize for the first time to an anonymous policeman who didn't remain anonymous for very long. But at the award ceremony in 2008, Raja was given the book prize for his wonderful work, Palestinian Walks. And Marina was on the shortlist for her also wonderful 2 caravans. And from that a wonderful literary friendship formed. You can read some of the fruits of that in the booklets that you've got today, which documents a walk that they took in the Peak District. But enough of my meanderings, I will leave you to another wonderful literary encounter between Raja and Marina. And I think, Marina, you'd like to start.
Hello, thank you, yes. Thank you for coming. It's a sort of maybe a slightly unlikely pairing, Raja and I, but in fact my new book, We're All Made of Glue, it's about a lot of things. It's about old people, it's about smelly cats, it's about bonding and bondage, but it's also about Israel and Palestine. And when I knew that Raja and I were shortlisted for the same prize, and I knew what Raja had been writing, I wanted very much to meet him, so I was very glad that we had the opportunity to meet. And as a result of our meeting at the Orwell Prize, I visited Raja in Palestine, and he took me on a walk. So I have also done one of the Palestinian walks. And what I particularly wanted to find out from Raja was about an incident which happened in 1948 in Palestine, which is in my book. So I thought that we would kick off by, I would read you the section that we have in common, my bit about it's about what happened in a place called Lod, which is near Tel Aviv, and I think you've also written about this, haven't you, Raja? And so maybe if I start and you can read your passage, and then we can talk a little bit about how these came to be written, and we hope that you're going to help us all out by asking questions. But I'll start. Oops. Oh, sorry, I'm shuffling around here a bit. Yeah, here we go. Mustafa al-Ali, the man I knew as Mr. Ali, was born in Lod in 1948. This much I knew, this much he knew. He didn't know his mother's name, nor that of his twin brother, nor even his exact date of birth, but he reckons he was a few months old on the 11th of July 1948. Why, what happened then? Have patience, I will tell you. Lod was at that time a busy town of some 20,000 inhabitants that had grown up over centuries in the fertile coastal plain between the mountains of Judea and the Mediterranean Sea. But that summer, the summer of the Nakba, the town was filled up with refugees from Jaffa and smaller towns and villages all up the coast. One late morning in July, when everything was hot and still, and even cats and sparrows had gone off to look for shade, there was a sudden roar of engines overhead. People who looked up saw a flight of planes swoop low out of the glimmering sky. Then the explosions started, one after the other, as the planes began unloading their bombs on the sleepy little town. Houses, shops, mosques, market stalls, one after the other. There was nowhere to flee to, no bomb shelters, no anti-aircraft guns. People just scurried around like frenzied ants. Some caught a blast and fell in the street. Some died when rubble collapsed on them. Some sat tight in a corner and covered their heads and prayed. Next day, as people were emerging from the rubble to inspect the damage and bury their dead, a battalion with mounted machine guns suddenly rolled into town at high speed. At first they thought it was the Jordanian army come to defend them, but all at once the machine guns let rip, barrels blazing, bullets flying in all directions. Men, women and children were gunned down. Some 200 fell and died in the streets. Others fled in fright. As dawn broke, soldiers ran from house to house, banging on the doors with their rifle butts and ordering those inside to leave at once. Go to Abdullah, the soldiers shouted. What they mean is, get out of this country and leave it for us. Go to Jordan, flee to any Arab country that will take you. You never heard about this? I shook my head. Go on. The terrified population, expelled from their homes, grabbed what they could and fled. The Al-Ali family, the women and children, for their father had disappeared, were dragged out of their house onto the street, given only a few minutes to grab their valuables. Soldiers were herding everyone out onto the streets, shoving them with the barrels of their guns. They were marched to the outskirts of the town, the soldiers firing shots in the air to make them run. As they passed through a cordon, the soldiers searched them, stripping them of their possessions. Ahead of them, one of their neighbours, recently married, who quibbled about surrendering his savings, was shot dead before the horrified eyes of his new bride. After that, no one protested.